These YouTubers just had their channel terminated after harassing multiple people in public for attention on social media.
Who are you? What are you doing? What are you doing? Hello?
Filming a prank video doesn't justify seat dropping a sleeping stranger at an airport. Let's be real. The only thing this dude should be jumping on is a treadmill. But these guys started a YouTube channel with one prank, and 10 years later, they're now banned from multiple platforms and facing serious legal consequences. But I guess that's just the journey of these pranksters on YouTube. These guys have been on my radar for a while, but I did not know how much these guys have actually done until 15 Minutes of Shame made a video. And thankfully, because of him, a lot of this footage was actually saved because I just had him bookmarked like a rookie. Normally, I would download this stuff, but I managed to forget on this case. But that's also what happens when you keep track of like 500 different nuisances all across the internet. But recently, they decided to come back to YouTube, and YouTube's response to that was just to terminate them. And apparently, this was far from the first time YouTube had to remove these guys, as it was just in 2023 when they posted a physical confrontation with an older man in a grocery store where they harassed him until he snapped.
What's wrong with you?
Ain't nothing wrong with me.
Can you apologize to him?
Stuff around, you don't.
He didn't though. He didn't. I did.
Hey.
I did, buddy.
Oh, hey, what the hell?
You're choking him, buddy.
Hey, hey, jackass.
You're choking him.
Essentially, they keep stealing this old man's groceries as he's trying to check out. When asked to stop over 10 times, they continue to do so, and he snapped. But even though he snapped, that was exactly the content they wanted, so they continued.
Damn! What's the problem? No, I need it. Holy shit.
And I guess when the larger guy finally stopped, his friend continued.
Oh, look at this.
It's just the bottom of the barrel content. They basically go into public, record themselves rage baiting, and YouTube said, hey, we'll just remove you from this platform. And honestly, I'm not surprised in this case. This gang of pranksters have essentially been YouTube rejects for about 10 years. I say the term YouTube rejects because they've been terminated from YouTube quite a few times. And it all started basically 10 years ago in 2016. Back in 2016, they decided to pull off what they thought would be the next big viral moment, a highway basketball game. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. They just set up a toy basketball hoop and started playing basketball in the middle of a busy intersection in Houston, Texas.
Well, the video was stunning. Showed a couple of guys playing basketball right in the middle of a busy southeast Houston street. Now, police have charged that pair with obstructing a highway.
I guess the only positive with this video is they weren't harassing people for content here. They were just contributing to traffic and being morons and putting themselves and other people's lives in danger. But at least they weren't harassing people.
Edward Gonzalez and Roland Zepeda Jr. crave notoriety. How else to explain basketball games in the middle of Houston's highway? When we talked to Zepeda earlier this week, he seemed proud.
I don't think it's okay, but I think it's funny.
But now the cousins are facing obstruction of highway charges. So Zepeda was only willing to talk to us through FaceTime.
We just entertain people, and we got love and we got hate. This one pretty much is like, I don't know if it balanced out, but we're not here to hurt nobody.
I mean, it shouldn't take a genius to realize that's a bad idea, but it didn't take long for the police to catch wind of this as they got arrested. Edward Gonzalez, he was charged with obstruction of roadway and went to jail with a $5,000 bond. Roland Zepeda was also charged, and they ended up going to jail for about 3 months. But here's the kicker. Their stunt went viral, and because of that, I guess they thought they were... So they spent some time in jail, but that didn't stop them because they wanted to come back stronger than ever. In fact, they just went with the attitude of they don't care about consequences and ran with it. Because in their next genius move, it was just to physically assault people directly.
It wasn't a humorous experience when you felt like you were being attacked.
This is Robo in blue, featured in one of the cousins' videos where they approached strangers at a Randall's and stuck Q-tips in their ears.
If I had the opportunity to sue them or press charges, I would have done it.
The cousins aren't new to brushes with the law. Both have been arrested numerous times.
Okay, so by 2017, they weren't even trying to get a laugh anymore. They were just going full throttle with harassing strangers, invading their personal space, and even pulling pranks where they physically touched people without their consent.
Next.
Bro, hold on, bro. Hey, it's okay.
I was next. I was next.
Hey, Hey, can you?
Jackass.
Can you? He's.
Why are you hitting me?
I was next.
It doesn't matter. You don't get to hit people.
It's like they were on a mission to become the most disliked YouTubers around. Actually, a pretty hard title to get, but they were really going for it. And the way they were really going for this title was the prank, randomly kissing strangers. Well, that's disgusting. And then on top of that, you know, filming yourself doing that, that sounds like a good way to get charged. But what do I know?
Let's go, man. I'm saying good morning.
Kissing my head for it, dog.
Excuse me?
Kissing my head.
I'll just say good morning. I'll just say good morning,
I
bro.
don't give a who you are, nigga.
Hey,
You don't
hey, what are you
fucking touch
doing,
me,
bro?
dog.
What are you doing? Why you gotta do our physical?
You gonna walk behind me and kiss my head?
Look,
Like,
listen,
you know me, dog.
listen, that wasn't me.
Who the you, dog?
I feel like I say this a lot at this point, but what a fascinating use of free will. I mean, there is no way around this. I don't want this content to exist. We can go along on the internet and not have this here. We don't need these pranksters. I feel like a lot of the topics I cover fall into the category of laughably stupid, where it's so stupid it kind of becomes funny, but it's still like, come on, why would you ever do that? This is just outright sad. Alongside of Johnny has become sad. Vitaly has become just straight up sad. But I guess Johnny has rookie numbers of time compared to these guys, because these guys, they've been filming themselves committing assault for nearly a decade on YouTube, hence why they've been wiped off the platform. And they can't even use the excuse of we're not hurting anyone. Like, dude, when you're kissing people without their consent, when you're seat dropping people, when you're assaulting them, just get out of here, dude. We don't want you. Get away. Get off my lawn. I just firmly stand my ground here on this channel where I want to live in a world where we can go out in public and there's a 0% chance of some prank channel or IRL streamer harassing you in public without your consent for their own content, especially for profit. I don't think anyone wants to live in a world like that.
Yeah. No, I was saying good day. Good day.
I mean, even with YouTube cracking down on this content, they just kept getting bolder. During the pandemic, when everyone's stuck inside and the tensions were high, these guys came out of the woodwork yet again, trying to capitalize on the madness. But instead of keeping it light, they just got worse.
This is my store.
This ain't
okay?
your store.
It is my store.
It's not.
If you feel like
Yo,
it,
okay?
if you feel like you're gonna jump, you jump.
Okay, well, you jump. Did you jump? Look, I'm right here.
Oh well,
Okay.
you can do whatever.
At least the upside for them is they might get some views, but the downside is jail time, getting banned, or getting their asses beat by security guards or men they randomly assault. It's just fascinating that so many people rather snitch on themselves for internet attention, but also I have a feeling it's just going to get worse. We're seeing real time that it's actually getting worse and worse. But moral of the story, you can't keep harassing people for views and expect things are always going to go your way. And it honestly is really just for zero upside, because these guys are now banned everywhere, so that makes it hard to get monetized. And it's safe to say that getting a criminal record for some YouTube prank content, that definitely increases the difficulty of getting a job. I guess they just wanted to burden others for attention so they could increase the difficulty of their own life. Maybe they should try to add some value to society and the marketplace next time, but who knows? They might go off into the sunset or return with even worse pranks than what we've seen up until now. But I guess it all depends on how many times they want to relive that whole flywheel of making a terrible prank, getting banned, creating a new channel, making a terrible prank, getting banned, potentially getting arrested, getting banned, making a terrible, yeah. I mean, it's just, it all goes in cycles now. So how many times do they want to do that cycle? I don't know. They've been doing it for a decade, so maybe they have another decade in them. But hey, if you're new here, feel free to subscribe on YouTube. Thinks you'll enjoy that video, so I recommend checking it out. And other than that, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.